Hey, everybody. Nexus here. Welcome, Pokemon fans, to me and Pokemon. I'm actually doing Pokemon. So, let's actually do it. Let's do it. With Pidgeotto Eevee for my Pokemon Fusion, Gen 1 for 9. I would do Gen 10, but I don't know the rest of the Pokemon. Pidgeotto Eevee. The fusion of Pidgeotto and Eevee. A normal fly type. The evolutionary bird Pokemon. Abilities, ability, Ki, total stats, 337. Aerial Swift is his attack with 160 power. Normal, physical. User strikes with a star pattern. Feathers. This move never misses a critical hit. It got Bite, Quick Attack, Double Edge, and Tailwind. Pidgeot Eevee possess an unstable makeup. Honestly, it's unstable like Eevee, but it actually have plumage like Pidgeotto that have sharpened feathers that create gusts. And it's actually become a more popular choice for traders like Eevee, and evolves into different aerial forms like Eevee. Ursaturn, the fusion of Ursaring and Ursaturn. A normal electric type. The hybrid lights Pokemon. Illuminate and Guts is ability at Absorb. With 488. Luminescent Charge, Electric, Physical, 85 power, and 100 accuracy. The user glows with a intense light and before it tackled the target, it have a 30% chance to paralyze the opponent or lower accuracy. Hammer Arm, Discharge, Aqua Tail. Ursaturn inhabit dark caves like Ursaring or deep shoreline grottos like Lantern. It have a glowing bulb extended to its forehead like Lantern, and lure prey its territory. While it look cute and cuddly to its round shape like Ursaring, it is incredibly powerful and only holds an opponent. It releases a massive electrical surge like a Lantern, though its fur can knock out a Warlord. The fusion is actually a fusion of Ursaring with a blue skin and a yellow underbelly that Swapfly. The fusion of Swablu and Beaufly. The Cotton Wing Pokemon. Nature Cure and Swarm is the ability at Cloud 9. 357. Cotton Breeze Bug. Special 65 power and 100 accuracy. The user flap its cotton like wings scattered pollen. This move hits both opponent in double bow and has a 10% chance to raise all of the user status. Air Slash, Giga Drain, Quiver Dance, and Content Guard. Swapfly is often mistaken as a terrific cloud on a certain day. Its wings are covered in fine cotton downy fleece that trap sweet smelling nectar. It consists of cleanliness that will use spring water to wash its wings. It is fretted in expanded plumage to cottony plumage to look twice as big for predators. Honestly, it blue body like a swablu, but its wing is a hybrid that colored like butterfly and a cloud and drinking nectar proboscis Usling. The fusion of Chingling and Usling. The Knowledge Chime Pokemon. Levitate and Soundproof is a hit bill. 400. Echo of Wisdom. Psychic. Special 70 power, 100 accuracy. The user let out a high-pitched ring that vibrates psychic power. The move that used the user's special defense stat to calculate damage instead of a special attack. Side Shock, Heal Bell, Calm Mind, and Confusion. Yuxling is Yuxling. It said that have the appearance from a silent lake, carry a bell like a chime that soothing even the most calm mind. It have eyes that are shut that believe that anyone who look into them, their memories are replaced by the constant ringing hum. It moves by hopping through the air, and the ding of the momentum of the boost of hear it. Its yellow body is shaped like a bell, and helmet like Yuski, but the tassels are like Chingling, and it do. Now it's time for Carnonite. The fusion of Color Blast and Pignite. Carnonite. The bug and fire type. The shell pig Pokemon. Abilities Swarm or Blaze. Hit ability No Guard. 390 power. Siren Skewer. Bug. A physical. A power 100 accuracy. The user beats up its horn snout change, and the move is a high critical ratio and a 10% chance to burn the target. Flame Charge, X Scissor, Heat Crash, and Bug. Carnite live in the forest thicket where it search for food with its sensitive. Heated snout. It protects its soft belly by a thick metallic shell that resembles a wrestler singlet. When it get excited, the eternal temperature of the shell rise, cause steam to whistle our holes in its armor. It knows for its stubborn nature and headbutts of the way. Honestly, the fusion of Pig Knight's sturdy build with the teal color of Calabas and the exoskeleton, and use of the fire type that make it Ember, Dragonaut. A fusion of Dragagull and Chestnut. A poison grass type. The Kelp Armor Pokemon. Poison Point and Overgrow and Adaptability. With 517 power. Toxic Spire. Poison. Physical. 8 power. 100 accuracy. The user slam its armor leaf like shell into the ground, causing the poison wood spikes to erupt into the target. This move have a 30% chance to badly poison the foe. Hammer Arm, Sludge Bomb, Spiky Shield, Dragon Pulse. Dragonaut is a master camouflage, often remain motionless in murky swamps or dense kelp forests. Its body often encases a rigid decay shell and hard as steel. A coat in a corrosive film that protect the territory fiercely, and any intruder that touches its spike armor is immediately injected with a potential potent toxin that weakens the muscle. Despite its bulky appearance, it lashes out with its long vine-like neck, a fusion. It hunch frame of chestnut armor and dark run seahorse like snout like dragon. In Cinnafol, a fusion of Incineroar and Stubble, a fire fighting. The playful heater Pokemon. Fluffy or Blaze its ability to intimidate. With 440 total. Burning Hug, Fire. 75 power and 100 accuracy. The user trap the target in a fiery embrace. This move deal damage for 4 to 5 turns. Has a 20% chance of burn. Dark Lariat, Brutal Swing, Fire Punch, and Baby Doll Eyes. Incineroar is dangerous, while the soft plush like a coat and the velvet is eternal by temperature, could melt copper. It love infection by rustling and hugging. But because of immense strength and is flame flickering, it's built like a Markin. It's often accidentally singe its trainer. It hates being touched by strangers and will respond with a surviving powerful lariat. Incineroar has a stocky rectangle build like Incineroar, a Wrestler Jr. tag of a Mercil Creepy. Male Creepy. Eepy. A fusion of Mercilessly and Dreepy. A fairy ghost type. The Cream Phantom Pokemon. Sweet Veil, an Infiltrator, and Aroma Veil. 286. Spectral Swirl, Fairy. Spectral 60 and 100. The user spin rapidly, release a ghost mist infused with a sweet scent that moves has a 30% chance to confuse the accuracy of the target. Astonish, Drain Kiss, Quick Attack, Miss. Dream Creepy is born from the spirit linger near a dairy farm. A body compressed of a strange luminescent cream that never spoils. It rusted of a heads of a larger Pokemon. Often blend the fur or mane. Although it look dedicated, it phrase sold the walls to find some sweets. Let's just say that a mill creepy that's been quack eyes for long enough will evolve into a more stable and hauntedly delicious. Male creepy is actually a silhouette of Drippy that and also a fusion of male creepy. And finally, Salraf, a fusion of Salage and Alsaraf, a fire psychic type. The Blade Ostrich Pokemon. Flash Fire, Opportunist, and Weak Armor. 530. Luminescent Lunge, Psychic. 80 power and 100 accuracy. The user focus the psychic energy in Blade that dash his focus the focus of HP by half delta and has high critical ratio. Big Blade, Illuminated Crash, Shadow Claw, accuracy. Luref is a relentless hunter that spirit across the wasteland. At the binding speed, it legs fuse into a curse armor. And then in deadly flame body blades that can slice through solid rock. It large frill plumage to emit hypnotic psychic frequency that paralyzes its prey. Fear before it strikes. It said that flames on its head burn brighter than it predicts its moves. If usually Asaraf and Suraj, but dark with Asaraj. And make it a graceful bird with a ruthless warrior. That's it. If you actually want more, leave it in the comments. Have a good day. Bye. Welcome to Tears of Scares. I'm William Pride, aka Nexus. And let's get into this. Honestly, these will actually be the freaking horror film, but I will actually. These are my Mother's Day Tears of Scares. Throughout Mother's Day, throughout television and anime, there's some good mothers of anime and TV shows. The best mothers, the worst mothers are the mothers who, the worst mothers who. But honestly, I will actually exclude some mothers, like Misuki, Bakugo's mother, because frankly, she hot-headed like her son, and the apple doesn't fall from the tree. Also, I've excluded mothers that are infamous in other ways, like that are mentioned in freaking mothers that are actually mentioned to be worse. They will actually be on the honorable mentions. Like Rago Kirigiri from La Kill. I'm also going to add some to the honorable mentions that I will actually address. Let's get into this. And these mothers are the mothers of, well, of anime first. Mothers of anime are Mika Hirogota from Senpai is and Noko. This is actually my favorite anime of the 2020s. Honestly, it's about a boy who discovers that he's not actually, okay, if anybody don't want to watch the anime or want to watch the anime, Mika is not a monster or ghost. She used conditional love to scare his son to erase his identity. So honestly, Makoto, if anybody wants to know why she's on the bottom tier of worst, let me bring forth why. Makoto, his dad accept him as a freaking, honestly, Makoto come out to his dad that he's not straight, he's not born a male, but he is. If anybody wants to know, this is about Makoto is actually a boy. Senpai is Noko is about a boy, a transgender protagonist. This is actually the first. And honestly, to tell you the truth, she treats Makoto's true self as a disease and need to cure through isolation, strict ascendance to her own trauma and dedication. The home environment under Mika's roof, home is a sanctuary. It's a stage where Makoto has to perform a role he hates. The tension method stems from the fact that she makes her affection a reward for his success. But she is like a horror movie mother, since this is a freaking slice of life, because she is a version of her child, and she likes activity trying to kill his spirit of the child existence. Okay, next up is the abysmal tier. The absolute worst, Katoto Samomori. If anybody know that, it's from My Happy Marriage. Honestly, My Happy Marriage is my favorite series of the 2020s. Also, if Mika Hikori represent a horror of unconditional love, Makoto Kanoyo Samori represent the horror of a general rot. She isn't just a bad mother, she hates her child. She is poisonous, she hates. The cruelty of Makoto of a horror mom, because it's fueled by the ghost. She isn't reaching to a meal. Did punish the girl of sin of looking like her late mom. She illustrate deep seated hatred that is trying to because there is logic to reason with a pure unfiltered malice. What the makes Makoto truly dangerous is now she mothers her own daughter by drilling hatred and superiority into Kaya. She represents stunts Kaya's humanity, turning her tool into pay revenge. She doesn't raise a daughter, she raised an accomplice. Honestly, in episode 6, they actually kidnap Mio and torture her to stop the marriage. And honestly, the strict stepmother, full blown villain, and past due. Telling so far, we have Mika, who have psychological cages, and Kano, who use physical and mental torment. Kano definitely feel more villainous, but they both share terrifying traits. See their children as represent themselves rather than people. Honestly, Mio is actually her stepdaughter and make her and treat Kaya like a tool. Akemi as a Kura from Erase. Honestly, if no one of the two are tamed from the Sub-Zero tier, she have indented about children lack of a why, and while the disgusting motive uncontrolled Akemi behavior often feel like pure cold empathy mixed up with explosive rage. Honestly, her daughter being kidnapped is the ultimate betrayal of a mother instinct. Honestly, the isolation by preventing her daughter from social interaction, she did abuse her. She made her invisible. In the horror she made invisible is what makes a victim vulnerable to monsters. In the case of actual kidnapping, Akemi accessible give wrapped in her daughter to the psycho violence. She actually hid bruises under the winter coat. She represents the real world horror of domestic abuse, where the home is a prison where the warden is someone who should be warned. Honestly, Akemi is the worst physical abuser, total abandonment, and during a life and death situation. Honestly, compared to the other two, psychological eraser or pure malice, Akemi actually is really Ren Soma from Fruit Basket. If anybody knows who Ren Soma is, she is more twisted than ever. She did fail out motherhood. She did declare war. The void tier, beyond worse. Honestly, let's see. She actually disliked Akito. She viewed Akito as a rival from before she was even born. To her own husband. Ren is the primary reason why the Soma family suffered for years. By forcing Akito to be a boy, demeaning her, and she the very villain that the rest of the survive. She planted seeing narcissism and cruelty that exists. In fact, all this to actually because Ren actually had pure malice towards Akito after her husband's death. And her heart is just a total vacuum. Hate Mother from the comic butler. Tell me, what would your parents do if you get sold to a freaking... Honestly, this is the bottom tier, line tier, the ultimate betrayal. Honestly, I will mention this in the freaking honorable mentions before I actually go. I will mention this in the honorable mentions, but honestly, Hate's mother is worse. She and her husband forces her only son to work. Then took her son's money to pay off, to splurge instead of paying for the bills. And after that, they gave them for Christmas debts, and so their only child to a Yakuza. And honestly, this is supposed to be a comedy, but damn, this is brutal. And they have no regrets. And she is heartless. Kyo Zeppeli Suru from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Honestly, the image of mother ripping heads off of dolls for Asuka, and it appears slasher territory and scared the Bond, and non-recognizable, and the ultimate fear that Kyoko didn't just neglect Asuka. She replaced her with a doll, a plastic doll, effective telling her daughter, "You don't exist to me." Honestly, who replaced her only living daughter with a freaking doll? And what is tragic? This actually broke and leaving behind a husk dangerous of its own offspring. After the Project Astra. And next up is Sayaka Gasai from Future Diary. Honestly, even though as a stepmother, she is the Iron Cage tier. What did she do that is worse? Lock Yuno in the freaking cage. The one of the legendary Yandere of herself, she actually locked Yuno in a freaking cage. Begging, crying. And Yuno go through a cycle of I love you and hate you in the prison. And made her into a legendary Yandere that made her kill her. And made her into a weapon. Charlotte Lilina, aka Big Mom from One Piece. If Sayaka Gasai is the Iron Cage tier, this is the soul crushing tier of the S-rank villainy. Honestly, I can make a whole tier list of bad of the worst things Big Mom did. But is she a bad mom? Yes, she fucking is. Oh my god, what she did, that is so bad. She put on the bad tears. She got hunger pains that actually would eat her own offspring. She also she raised by a child trafficker, Mother Carmel. But that's not the important part. Not the other part. She also made fun of her children. Have 45 children. And when she have hunger pains, she eat one of them, killed them, and saw your mom from Hiryu. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runway. Okay, she the toxic waste tier of the bomb barrel. Okay, what? Why is she on the freaking list? Honestly, can people notice why she's on here? Nope. Honestly, Sayu's mother. Where do I begin? She actually think her child was a mistake. And handed her teenage life sentence guilty of the crime committed. She didn't commit. Honestly, the chilling part is she finally cared enough to actually save the PR disaster and the behavior of the runway style that is saved her. Honestly, Sayu actually did run away, but she can't run away from her problems. He wrote me Shota from Assassination Classroom. Okay, look. This is also Anime America already covered her, but I want to cover her more. She's the puppet master. Honestly, you know Nagisa. She's the living by terror. She's smashing everything and yell at her, emotional assaulted her. Want a freaking daughter, but she got a son. And not even once care about Nagisa's feelings. Honestly, if without the Koro-sensei invested, Nagisa likely would have made a hollow shell He a horror player would have a perfect doll that is unhealthy. Murray v. Bacteria. Okay. Where do I begin with this one? I honestly would actually say, like Charles v. Bacteria, she with honestly, she had the Gios who actually, she had the Master Strategist. She was actually dead, but Marianne, survived. Were the nature and become a poet, and made her children sent her children to Japan as a political hostage. Unlike Big Mom and Monstrous, Marianne's ability to act gentle and adult parent and plan the Ragnarok connection make her a true horror, as she represents the fear of person of your greatest enemy. And finally, before I actually get to, let's go through the dishonorable mentions of anime. Irima's mom from Welcome to Demon School Irimaku. Along with his father, with Irima's father, Irima father and mother both sold him to a freaking demon. Enough said. Elizabeth's mother. Honestly, to place a curse on a true love from the 7 deadly sins, who actually placed a curse on a freaking Meliodas? Honestly, the goddess race don't want both kids to be together. Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball. Honestly, I would actually put it on the list, but Chi-Chi doesn't deserve the hate. Chi-Chi is a good mom, but she is hot-headed and always stifle creativity. I said bad mom. Honestly, Robin said good mom, but you don't know the half of it. Chi-Chi is a bad mom. Actually, she is a good mom. Scratch that. Don't listen to me. Now it's time for part 2. Part 2, I actually was mentioned for the honorable mentions, but I actually hit a notification. I'm sorry. So here, part 2. I will actually go through. Then I will close out for part 3 after the honorable mentions. Isabella from aka Mama from The Promised Neverland. Honestly, the Gilded Butcher, the god tier of horror. Honestly, Isabella is the ultimate betrayer. Who, if anybody don't watch The Promised Neverland, you gotta watch it. Isabella is nothing more than a freaking... She actually kissed them goodnight, but she actually harvested the children for food. She actually is cold to her biological son, Ray. And by far, she qualified and point out she actually have a redemption arc and rebel, but it doesn't erase the years of overworlded behavior. While tucking them, just follow orders and tuck them into. Now it's time for the worst moms of TV shows. Evelyn Harper, 2.5 Men. Honestly, the something like succubus here. A narcissist that Evelyn is a textbook deviant of a narcissist parent to her Charlie and Alan. Her children weren't raised to be children, accessories, and managed to actually guilt trip her, using fate and mercy to manipulate their sons. Honestly, they are psychological. And honestly, the funeral real estate, you hit the nail that trying to sell your son a house while his body is memorializes coldness. The rivals the anime villains, discussing that honestly, it rivals the anime villains. Also, I forgot to mention that Raga Kirigiran and Medusa Gorgon in the honorable mentions. I'm sorry about that. But honestly, with Charlie's self-destruction and Alan's desperate insecurities, they defy as standards. Blossom, Penelope Blossom from Riverdale. If you can call Evelyn a emotional vampire, Penelope is a gothic nightmare of the first terror S-tier TV horror. Honestly, to tell you the truth, forcing Cheryl into conversion therapy is one of the realistic and surreal on the list. Rejected of the Charles humanity and violent attempt to rewrite who they are in the world of Riverdale. This psychological horror and reason. The brothel violation. Turn the family home into a business, significant of one that makes the teenage daughter unsafe and comfortable, and the parental neglect. The boards on parody. She didn't just provide a safe home. She turns the home into a source of constant psychological distress. The favorite twin. The scared of the being the hated twin, while Jason, the golden child, create a long trauma for Cheryl. Penelope used Jason's memory as a weapon to make Cheryl like a disappointment every time breath. Honestly, she even worse than my anime character I mentioned, Mocha Gallagher from Shameless. Honestly, from the hurricane tier of the emotional horror, the bandit, honestly, she leaves 6 children with the father as distracted as Frank is a special kind of betrayal. By vanishing, she didn't just leave her kids. She stole Fiona's youth, forcing her kids to be raised children. The scar of her children a permanent way of responsibility placed on a kid who would have been worrying about prom, not a mortgage. Honestly, the Hope Trap, Monica Sporkid return while the scarier of her absence. She would return promising be a real mom, only to spiral into drug use. She, the family's squirrel, steals the squirrel fund, the survival fund, or self-harm in the middle of a holiday. She weaponized her children's desire for mother against them through the door. Refusal to grow. As mentioned, the true tragedy, the tears of scare contents, she fear of the people who gave her the capacity of ever of the person you would need, the ghost of the haunt of alive. Norma Bates Motel. The cold color tier, Norma Bates established the Bates Motel and raised her son. She mirrored her own tragedy. She actually homeschooled Norman Anami and share a bed with him at age 18, isolate him from the world, as she essentially swallow his personality. This create the mother personality, a little ghost at the machine of his committed murder. The jealous loop. She behavior was just protected, it was possessive, killing the Norman lovers out of jealousy. This is a level of horror motherhood that goes beyond it is the liberty of the. She taught him that zero sum where the loser ends up dead. The irony ends. She about die Norman image of irony. In fact, the ultimate tears of scare payoff. She created the monster in her own image and eventually consume her. And fun fact, I will enjoy do the Bates Motel season 1. Closely last there from Game of Thrones. Of the Iron Crown tier, honestly, she poisoned Jeffrey. She actually raised Jeffrey, who actually is a cruel man. She actually have sabotage him and took his strength and couldn't control him, so he poisoned him. He actually recreated prodigy by pimping her own daughter and give her a true relationship. She want a true relationship. And also, she actually keep having children with her own biological children. I am not joking. Betty Draper from My Man. Of the personally imprisoned tier, honestly, Sally, she actually view of her daughter Sally as a rival, not even her daughter. Instead of nurturing Sally growth, Betty often views daughters blossoming identity as a threat, perfect image. This creates psychological child is punished just grown up. Honestly, the reckless bride terror sent her children to Manhattan during the little riot just to point to dawn that display of maternal neglect. It proved that desire to win an argument or hunt her children has more powerful than the harm way. The emotional frost is Betty actually a master of cold shoulder and immaturity, and manifests as the withdrawal of the treat of Lily Van Dallas Wilson from Gossip Girl. From the Reaper reputation tier, A tier. Honestly, she gaslight her son Eric's suicide and forcing Serena to go to rehab for overdose. And she did have is a terrifying form of systemic control. She wasn't trying to treat the children's health. She was managing their confident reality to keep the tabloid quiet. The Forge of Fate. Forging Serena search on a sexual assault document which effective ruined Ben Donovan's life and sent him to prison. Showed that Lily's maternal protection is actually just a weapon. She willing to commit crimes and destroy innocent people if means to keep her daughter's image clean. The Sabotage. Ruin Stephen's proposal for a real reason, no real reason other than control over that Lily doesn't want Serena to be happy. But she wants Serena to be subservient. And she acts as a Roblox, and the daughter Van, der Susan Shadow. Viva Soprano of the Poison Well tier of the. Honestly, ordering a hit on her own son and not but multiple times is the highest level of maternal horror. Honestly, she hired a hit on her son to want totally dead. Weaponized victimhood. She actually do a poor me act that actually gaslight her children to actually make her seem poor me. The nothingness of philosophy. Her famous line, "In the end, you die in your own arms." Is it just a quote? It's a mission statement. She just sucked the joy out of her children's lives. That the children character Maya Lewis, Maya. Maya Lewis, or aka Maya Wallace, scandal. Honestly, the drop dead tier, she actually, the long con for a child, the scare of finding your mother dead is actually alive is usually a relief. But Olivia is a nightmare. She finds that your mother dead in a praying class. She actually a terrorist act. She commit herself a psychological betrayal, and she betrayed a person's entire reality. Weaponize a marriage. Maya did just have a midlife crisis. She entered a marriage and a motherhood under false pretense. Honestly, she entered a marriage just so she can have high level government and view of it. She targeted a heart. Most mothers are selfish. Maya stays a step further. Target a man Olivia loves. Her willingness to dismantle, a happiness for her, and zero material instincts, only a cold, calculated drive of chaos. Selena Mayer. Before I move on, let's get to the honorable mentions for. This will be the last, and I will actually move on to the one for the last for, and move on to the best. Okay, this will actually be honorable mention. This honorable mentions for Loretta Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. Honestly, can you actually blame Loretta? Nope. Loretta is really worse. She actually lied to Barney so much. He actually believed the lies. And also, Barney is mainly, he's know that it's a lie, but he just wants to feel normal. Beatrice, Horseman from BoJack Horseman. Honestly, I could put any of the mothers of BoJack Horseman, but Beatrice is one of the worst mothers. Because honestly, she actually mostly abused BoJack wherever she goes. Lois Griffin, Family Guy. Should I say why Lois Griffin out here? Or should my top 10 worst things Lois done explain it all? No, the top 10 worst things Lois done actually did. Francine Smith. Honestly, she even worse than Lois. And finally, wild. Opia Blight from Owl House. Yeah, I gotta go with Owl House. I actually did watch it, and it's actually a good series with one of the worst mothers. The bias for Veep is absolute empathy. Honestly, she appeared evil of the freaking TV show, and finally, why should she be evil? Also, I should add, Melinda Doofus Smurfs from the second dimension. I didn't scratch that because she'd never done anything to be a mother. Evil as a mother. But the velocity of Valinda, honestly, she actually used Catherine's own marriage as a smokescreen for to invade legal custody. She also promised to end same-sex marriage. A big tray of a legal slap in the face. Erasure of autonomy. Public breakup of Catherine relationship of Viva press conference. Naming her own grandchild without permission or executive power. It also it a message that your life does not belong to you. It belong to Mayor's brand. Emotional hollow. Selena does it just belittle you. Catherine, she treats you her daughters very existed as an inconvenience sign. Watching Catherine this desperately seeking a shred of a request of follow up is the kind of psychological horror. Now, it's time for the best of anime moms. Toko Fugaraka from Natsuki Book of Friends. Honestly, after all she is the the ultimate good boss status tier. Beauty and perfection. You hit on exactly what makes her special by acknowledging that she had a selfish need to fill the void. Writers made her kindness feel earned rather than just a trope. She charity, it's mutual hearing. She needs a son much as Natsume needed a home that bond with heart. Radical sense. Natsume is a difficult child to raise. Not that because he is bad, but because he buried seeing yokai, as she can't see the scare in Natsume's life was always being seen as a freak. Takaru provide the antidote of that home, and he doesn't have to explain himself to be love. The gentle strength. She doesn't have to be a warrior or queen. Her power is in the kitchen, the garden, and the quiet moments. She undo trauma from Natsuki's previous foster home, but just because being concerned. Honestly, he wasn't a foster home. It's better than the anime mobs, the worst anime mobs. Miko Sita from A Silent Voice. Honestly, this is one of my favorite anime. By Kyoto Animation, who actually got burned down. Honestly, she actually had the waiver anchor tier. The scene you mentioned where she allows her ear to be injured rather than lash out is a powerful testament. She took the physical and blunt of her son's mistakes, not to enable him, but show him the weight of his actions through her own sacrifice. Anti-abuse approach. You hit on a vital point. Miyako prove that you don't need violence to raise a child. Even when Shiata, I can't pronounce these names, sorry, has the lowest and most difficult. She led the empathy. She provided a safe harbor. That allowed him to eventually seek redemption on his own terms. Emotionally, intelligently, she is incredible. Perceptively, she knew exactly when Shoto was in a dark place. Like when she found the money he intended to leave behind, she confronted him, mixed humor and fierce love to save his life. Yoto Neri from Bunny Drops. Of the North Star tier, she's selfless over romance. One of the most mature moments in the series of her dedication to Daikachi. While would have been easy to prioritize her own happiness and fill the void of being a single parent, she looked ahead. She recognized the lines between sibling, step sibling for Yuki and Ren could cause the identity or the emotional friction. If you want to know about Buddy Drop is a series where the grandpa actually had a daughter, and our main protagonist raised it. I actually watched the first episode. I need to continue watching it. The community mother. Even though she didn't move in, she never pulled out her support. She became a mentor to Daikichi, despite needed to offer a motherly present to Ren. Overstepping bounds, she understands the village, willing to the pillage. The grace of motherhood. Raising the high energy of the Kokichi alone of the challenge, but the patient, the grounded and real. If I mispronounce these, I'm sorry. Kasi Tuskurisi from Toradora of the Living Shield tier. Also, she is stubborn, devoted, and messy mom, but she a good mom. Choice of protect. Your spot on her agency. At 16, abandoned by her partner, and pressure by her own family to give up the family. Yosa said no, and she chose Ryuji over the comfort over her family approval. Over an easy life, she didn't just have a son. She fought for him, and he has born. I did watch Toradora. The visible burden. The reason she sleeps all day and acts silly, because is it because she's lazy? It's she is working 2 jobs, including night shifts at the hostess bar, to ensure Yuji never had to worry about money or his future. She carried the weight on the world on her, so he focused on being a student. The general hope. Her scare factor is actually her greatest strength. The fear that Ruji is a repeated struggle. Everything she does is fuel of the hope of a better, stable life of did. She trying is it trying to live through him like a mom? On our bad list, trying to build a floor for him stand on him. Honestly, to tell you the truth, she did on this good list. She tried to build a floor for him to stand. Akaria Karadara from Marcha coming with like a lion of the health tier. The propaganda of part of the story, Akari story of sacrifice her own youth, young adult years, while her peers are worried about exams, the social life. She is worried about the grocery budget and her sister's emotional well-being. She didn't just take on chores. She took on the emotional household. Healing table. Akari's motherhood is expressed of the nourishment and physical and emotional. The way she brought Reggie Kesha into the fold, when he has the lowest show of the heart capacity, she see a broken soul and a reservoir tries to mend it with a warm meal and a safe place to sit. Preserve the childhood. Despite the tragedy of losing their mother and being abandoned by their father, Akari assured that Hinata and Momo is still honestly, she actually protect them from the coldness and rather cherish them instead of be a bird. Next one is Inoko Midoriya from My Hero Academia with the supported mom tier. Honestly, she actually apologized for Izuku for not. She didn't tell him it's fine or you could do anything. She apologized while she had a fail vulnerably erratically when she later made a hero costume by hand. It her way to say I believe in you. The safety over glory. Unlike other characters who push their character to danger flame, like, I don't know, Endeavor? Inoko is relatable to her son. She actually hesitated about the UA after the villain attack and wasn't supportive. It was the most realistic display of maternal love. She cares more about Izuku's life than ranking. The shared tier. The Midoriya hydration crisis is legendary. The Tennessee of the River Cry is a running gag. It's a sign that the empathy. It go wear her heart on her sleeve and learn that the capacity of the her. Sachiko Fujinuma from Cheyenne After Story from the Eternal Sun. Honestly, she a good mom. After losing her daughter, she actually did not go down a black hole. She picked herself up and become a freaking a freaking a good grandmother to Yoshino for 5 years and provide the secretary for Tomio the bridge. But honestly, she can easily replace and keep performing father. And she knows Tomio need to heal and thrive in a long-term full house. And she keep honestly, to tell you the truth, Sada can't bake bread, but she keep a cheerful face. But honestly, we love her anyways. Hana from Wolf Children. Honestly, Hana is the pioneer tier. Hana cared for her. She actually relocated her children from the city to the countryside to do and to show the true natures of Yuki Ame. And she actually became self-taught and try to teach herself how to become a farmer, and a mother, a naturalist, and refuse to back out. And she actually learned how to let go and learn how to let go on her children being stop let her mother let go and let mom be go. And if you're wondering, I got halfway to Wolf Children, so I will actually finish it. Before we get to our number one best mom of anime, actually not yet. Mockery from Promise when Promise Flower Bloom. The Eternal Weaver. She actually she was a lonely girl that keep on moving, and by making Ariel her Hibero, she transformed her from survival instinct to lifelong commitment and become a mother to earn. Ageless perspective. Scare, her immortality is a tragic irony. She was to be a mother, a father, a mother, a sister, eventually Ariel outpaces her physically. Watches the navigate emotional of a son who grows to look older than she does, and most. The triumph. The ending of the film, care of the pain. Makara doesn't look a single second. She doesn't pain a loss and joy of motherhood. And before we move on for our final, let's get to our honorable mentions. These are honorable mentions from the best mothers. Chi-Chi and Bulma from Dragon Ball. Honestly, they are the good mothers of anime of both of the series. Kit. Elizabeth from the Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of the Apocalypse. Honestly, Elizabeth did not be a mother until the sequel, and we actually show how she raised her son. Her son. And finally, Asta's mother from Black Clover. Honestly, Asta's mother was going to raise him, but she actually died. She actually is a good mother. Now it's time for the last ones. But when I actually do honorable mentions, I will actually just finish the video. Sakurio Fumiya from Erase. Honestly, Erase is a baller with the central tier. Honestly, compared to Kaio Azura, one of the most powerful displays of motherhood, effective, and she recognized the sign of abuse that I felt sorry for Kaio. She opened up and treat her is a duty and provide a duty of her own child as her own blood. Wisdom is in silence. You hit the critical hit. Is it overbearing? And Sachiko's superpower is to read the room. She often knew exactly what Satoru was up to is she actually, when he was time traveling, she give him the space to grow while staying in the ultimate of the raise him while the 5-year vigil, and without spoil too much such during the waving and the boundless of the mother's love, even when the years stretch decades. That's it for anime. Now it's time for the best mothers of TV shows. Kate Forman from 70 shows. From The Heart is the Point tier. A universal mother. Kate maternal instinct. Does it stop with Eric? She instantly adopted the entire gang and nobly hide. When high mother stop a mother who actually belongs on the bad tier, abandon him. Kitty has a hesitate. She saw a child that provided him. The emotional alchemy. Honestly, Kay's ability to turn grumpiness and teach a moment of the sympathy of cupcakes that buffer. And honestly, ensuring children, biology or otherwise, that feel safe and supportive. Unconditional and even Eric questioned questionable choices. Kitty is a fierce defender. While she isn't perfect, she can been overprotected if it always stems from a place of wanting her baby to prove that be the strongest person in the room and the kindness. Mora Rose for Schitt's Creek. Mora is represent the horror ability of the matriarch, but she's the crowning achievement. Evolution parent. At the start, Mara brand of the parented was a distant luxury and mentioned far away. She actually looked at David Alexis. Her growth isn't becoming a traditional mom. Is becoming an advocate of her children's unique selves. The dramatic shield. Mora accented the baby in personality armor. She is eventually. Honestly, Mora is supporting to David relationship to business and relationship to Patrick. Supporting Mora does it try to change a social mold that the adult cookie cutter. Morsha Adams is the Midnight Gordon tier. She actually support Weber is support Wednesday Weber. Wednesday Guillotine or Pugsy is exploded. Explosive, handle explosive. Motrita never panics as she understands unique ways of expressing themselves. She actually provides a safe, non-judgmental of their explored darkness, the calm in the chaos. Motricia emotional center of the Adams household, while Gomez provide the fire and passion. Provided she teaches the children being different isn't a burden. It's a privilege that radical inclusion. She much like Kate Forman, Motricia. Honestly, Motricia Motherly Love is actually strays on the she actually household of healthy. Sophia. Honestly, Sophia from Golden Girls is the Senega Strange. She actually give everybody a reality picture in Sicily. And she actually does not coddle Dorothy. Eternal protector. Despite the constant barbs about Dorothy daily life and fashion choices, Dorothy is fierce protector. If anyone attack Dorothy, Sophia is the first one in the trenches. She moves into the house by her daughter and providing a mother-child bond. Wisdom. Honestly, surviving poverty, wars, and husband losses. Sophia being this too shall pass. She reminds her daughter and the other girls. And besides, they actually bond over cheesecake and lasagna. While they actually bond while making delicious lasagna. Wilma Flintstone is actually the bedrock pillar tier. The voice of reason. Honestly, to tell the truth, she actually, since Fred is a creature of impulse and temperament, and Wilma is calm, she ensures that Pelmas grow up in a secure and loving environment that pose fierce loyalty. Wherever Fred is losing his job at the quarry or getting family into another yabba dabba doo disaster, Wilma stay in his quarter, and she isn't just a bystander. She is an active partner that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Wilma stayed by his side, and honestly, she actually never strayed from him. Marge Simpson from The Simpsons. The living glue. Honestly, Marge never leave Bart. He actually, whatever it Bart's latest pranks, steering Homer from dangerous schemes. She actually grounded and keep them grounded. Encouraging. Honestly, Marge actually encouraged Lisa to do something special, and Lisa is a square peg, and honestly, she's the one that actually get her daughter into jazz, and that actually helped. The Usher's sacrifice. Marge put her own dreams, painted bacon, and career ambition on the back burner for her family functions. And her breaking point, she actually returned to the roles of her choice every single day. Lucy Ricardo. The trailblazer tier. She, before Lucy pregnant, that was taboo at the time. She actually, by bringing her real life pregnancy into the show, a fourth wall breaking that clumsy, and love it at once. The creative spark. Lucy endless schemes, never fame, her expressless. She taught Low Ricky and the audience her life and loudly imagined her mother in a playful engagement. Heart. The heart of the home. Despite Lucy, I'm home. The chaos of the frequent into the spotlight and the powerhouse of the Vegemite of the hit the fan. Samantha Stevens. If anybody doesn't know this, this is the magical mirror. Honestly, Samantha navigates between both worlds. She have supernatural heritage and human life. She taught Adam and Tabitha that their powers are a great gift and responsibility, not a shortcut to skip work grow up. She has the ultimate bridge between the ordinary and extraordinary. Protected unit, much like Wilma Flintstone. Samantha often cleaned up the messes created by her husband Darren's pride or her mother interference. She did this by twitching her nose and figuratively level-headedness and her children safe of the witches' council. Council of Witches. Radical empathy. Samantha choices to live in the moral as a mortal has driven by love. She show her children the most powerful magic in the world. Is a spell. Is emphasized with the power. Carol for the rape. From the Master of Weaving tier. Everybody know that she actually is the world best mom because she took in Bobby, Peter, and Greg after marrying Tom Brady, and she also have her daughters Marsha, Jan, and Cindy, and they merged the two families into one. As she actually has 6 children, one busy bathroom, and a conflict as she actually keep a level head, that keep a common ground. A modern matriarch. I think, forward thinking, she actually active and device of the football to Glee Club, and serve of the branch of the and no honorable mention for the last one. Reba Hart for the survival tier. Reba actually have 3 kids, and handle her ex-husband, new wife. Despite the betrayal, she actually welcomed the new her replacement for her children's safe, tough love. She doesn't sugarcoat it for Cheyenne, Kira, and while teen pregnancy, Allison, as Cheyenne approaching motherhood. Add to that she actually never do. She provide the discriminatory and provide the showing of what to stand. Happy Mother's Day to all, and to all a good night. Have a good day. Bye.